These are the 5 barbell lifts that every jiu-jitsu athlete needs to be doing to get stronger on the mat so that they can win more matches and get injured less. Let's discuss. What's going on, guys? My name is Josh Settlage. I am the BJJ strength coach, and today we're going to talk about the top 5 barbell lifts that you should be doing if you're a jiu-jitsu athlete so you can get stronger to win more matches and get injured less. But before we dive into it, I want to invite you guys to sign up for my newsletter. When you sign up for the newsletter, I'm going to send you a free 4-week strength program that's going to help you get better and get stronger on the mat so that you can be a better grappling athlete. And it's actually going to include some of the exercises that we're talking about in this video. On top of that, you're going to get new workouts each and every single week from me that are specifically designed to improve your conditioning on the mat, to help you be a stronger, more resilient athlete, as well as just help improve your overall physicality on the mat so that you can decrease your risk of injury and start winning more matches. If you're interested in signing up for the newsletter and to get that free 4-week strength program, just click the link below. The top 5 barbell lifts for jiu-jitsu. I know some of you guys may be thinking, no, you don't need any strength for jiu-jitsu. It's all technique, bro. Don't be a freaking technique, bro. What do you think is responsible for moving your limbs and your joints into position to apply solid technique? Your muscles. Look, no one ever lost a jiu-jitsu match because they were too strong, and nobody ever got injured because they were too strong. As a matter of fact, I'd go as far to say the only reason why people get injured in the first place is because they're weak. And one of the best ways to not get injured is to get stronger. And one of the best ways to get stronger is with these 5 barbell lifts. The first barbell lift that every jiu-jitsu athlete should be doing is going to be the Zercher squat. I've talked about the Zercher squat before. You guys know how much I love the Zercher squat. The Zercher squat does a couple things that's going to make it a little bit better of a barbell lift compared to a traditional back squat when it comes to jiu-jitsu. We have a double underhook position, which is very specific to the sport of jiu-jitsu. We get underhooks in jiu-jitsu all the time, but because we're holding the bar across our elbows, it's really going to help strengthen our upper back while still allowing us to strengthen our posterior chain, which is our low back, our glutes, and our hamstrings. The second barbell lift is going to be the deadlift. Now you can do the deadlift with a conventional stance, which is where your feet are close together and your hands are on the outside, or you can do it with a sumo stance, which is where your feet are wide and your hands are on the inside. I suggest you try out both and find out which one works best for you, and rotate variations about once every 4 to 6 weeks. But regardless, the deadlift is going to be one of the best exercises you can be doing, and it's going to give you the biggest bang for your buck when it comes to just developing raw grappling strength. It's going to help strengthen your posterior chain, which you guys might be recognizing the theme here, strengthening your low back, glutes, and hamstrings. But it's also a great exercise to strengthen your grip, something we've talked about before. The other thing that's great about the deadlift is that it is a pure test of strength. Look, in jiu-jitsu, you're going to be picking people up. In jiu-jitsu, you're going to need to have a strong upper back. You're going to need to have a strong low back. You're going to need to have strong hamstrings and a strong grip. It's one of the best exercises you can be doing that gives you the biggest bang for your buck to help you get stronger for jiu-jitsu. The third barbell lift that you should be doing as a jiu-jitsu athlete is going to be the floor press. Now, you may be asking like, well, why can't I just bench press? You can bench press, and that's fine, but here's the deal. A floor press is almost like a box squat for the upper body. The floor press, when you bring the bar down, let your elbows rest on the floor for a split second, and then you're going to press. But what this does is this allows you to separate the downward portion of the lift and the upward portion of the lift. When we do this, we're actually able to get a lot stronger because we're learning how to press and be explosive from a dead stop. If you think about it, a lot of times in jiu-jitsu, especially in bottom position, whether you're in bottom side control or bottom half guard, you have to create these explosive movements from a dead stop. You don't always have the luxury of being able to bounce the bar off your chest in jiu-jitsu or bounce your opponent's body weight off your chest in jiu-jitsu. So that's why the floor press is a great variation when it comes to picking barbell exercises that are going to help you get stronger on the mat. The fourth exercise that I think every jiu-jitsu athlete needs to be doing is going to be the Z press. The Z press is a tough one, so make sure you have a nice, good warm-up before you try these. Make sure you're slowly adding weight. Don't jump into this too aggressively. The Z press is awesome. The Z press is not only going to strengthen your shoulders and your upper back because it is an overhead pressing exercise, but at the same time, it's also really going to strengthen your core and make sure that you have adequate shoulder mobility. If you have poor shoulder mobility to where you can't raise your arm all the way over your head and keep your core flexed tight and in a neutral position, that's a bad sign. That means that your shoulders are more likely to get injured because they can't work through the range of motion that they're designed to work in. But rest assured that if you can do a Z press, you have some pretty good shoulder overhead mobility, and that's really gonna help you decrease your risk of shoulder injuries in the future. On top of that, when you do the Z press, you're not only strengthening your upper body, but you're really strengthening your core too, which is gonna help transfer over to your guard game as well as your takedowns. Fifth and final barbell lift that I think every jiu-jitsu athlete needs to be doing is gonna be the bent over row. We've talked about how important it is to have a really freaking strong upper back. You can build a really strong upper back with a lot of different machines, a lot of cable machines, a lot of stack machines, various dumbbell exercises, and all those are great. But when it comes to giving you the biggest bang for your buck and building a really freaking jacked and strong upper back, there's none other than the barbell row. This exercise is almost like a 2-for-1 because you have to deadlift the weight into position, and from that position, it's gonna help strengthen your low back, your abs, and your upper back because it is a rowing exercise. This exercise is amazing, and I believe it's superior to a lot of other back exercises when it comes to barbell lifts. As jiu-jitsu athletes, we don't want to spend too much time in the gym. We want to spend most of our time on the mats, right? It's important we pick exercises that are going to give us the biggest bang for our buck, that allow us to make the most amount of strength gains possible while still allowing us to perform well on the mat later in the day. Those are my top 5 barbell lifts that I think every jiu-jitsu athlete needs to be doing. Give those a try, and if you have questions about them, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And if you have other barbell lifts that you're a big fan of, I'd love to hear your guys' favorite barbell lifts too. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, comment, and like the video. It'd be a huge help for me to spread this information out to every jiu-jitsu athlete who needs it. And if you're interested in downloading my free 4-week strength program, you can just click the link below. Follow me on Instagram at Joshua Settlage and on TikTok at Joshua Settlage, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.